overseeing Orchard's office.
Maybe I could hold up my end if your people weren't sabotaging my operations.
Oh. Like?
Sorry, can't talk. We're busy having a very tedious conversation.
Okay. You trying to, like, outdo the dude that I'm meant to be helping in the main plot?
And if sabotaging the orchards weren't enough, you had to make it personal. You really had to bust my Insta coffee maker too? The nerve.
Hold that asinine thought. Who was this armed stranger who just wandered into your office? Back up for a fight you can't finish?
What the hell are you talking about? I don't know this fella. I think it's mightily more likely that he's under your payroll. Here to burn down what you haven't already.
I'm not under anyone's payroll, which is say I can't be. Things have a tendency to break around me, but I don't know about sabotage.
I see. Just a visitor then. Congratulations, Hathaway. Not everyone's abandoned your orchards.
Well, shame that you're trying to change that. Anyway, sorry for the heated reception, stranger. There's just been some trouble here of late. Name's Overseeing Orchardist Hathaway, and I'm in charge of these orchards. Though it seems like certain groups, which will remain unnamed, are trying to change that. Looks like I'm stuck playing the part of customer service rep. Guess it's different from the usual, at least. Something I can do for you?
I overheard you mention sabotage.
Yeah. Just another woe to add to the pile. In the past, the orchard subcontracted security work from Slug. You know, keep the malcontents on staff from causing too much trouble. But between the Spectrum Brown unveiling demanding all of our resources and the recent uptick in worker accidents, we just ain't got the budget for security. And, of course, Slug has decided that instead of being reasonable, they're just gonna sabotage our operations until we start paying them again.
Look at the poor Rizzo's manager, lying about Sublight to make himself feel better. Shame he skipped where Rizzo's was short on our payments months before the new unveiling.
Look, at the end of the day, it's obvious that Slug is sabotaging us. I ain't paying until they come clean.
Okay. What sort of sabotage?
Oh, you know, nothing particularly troublesome. Just rogue exterminator mechanicals, opening fire on anything that twitches within 300 yards of them. We've also got a large group of new saplings, all dead from some kind of toxic substance. Poison, I guess. And who could forget the tower processing console, which probably just shorted out and stopped working on its own, even though it's outfitted with 3 separate backup systems?
There are a suite of explanations for what could have happened, most pointing to Rizzo's worker incompetence. My people didn't sabotage anything.
You mentioned an increase in worker incidents.
It's the strangest thing. Like everyone forgot their 10-minute workplace safety seminars. That's twice as long as the next leading brand. Our people should be safety experts. But I've seen folks step on open electrical wires, drop pallets on each other. One damn fool even blundered into a mosquito hive. Even as he died, he looked fairly pleased.
Okay, I could figure this out.
Thank the law, some good news. You hear that, lapdog? Truth's coming. Better fess up while you still can outside of an interrogation room.
While I'm sure you'd love to have a scapegoat on whom you can pin your own incompetence, I suspect you'll be disappointed. But what do I know? I suppose it's up to your new hiree.
Bomb, 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 bomb. Okay, so journal. Where have we got to go? Just says active quests. Joy. Okay. Ooh. We'll come back to you. Let's deal with one thing at a time.
After Emerald Vale, Amber Heights and Bayside Terrace. I was expecting Purple Berry Orchard.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Where? This? Oh. It's got to be under me. You... Which one's closest? 95 meters.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Did I hear something? Maybe.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Make him regret it.
Okay.
Detected nearby.
No, wrong way. Look at that.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. These footprints match the shoes previously analyzed in the Grand Ballroom. There is a 110% chance with a 10% margin of error that they were left by Ruth Bellamy, the actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Okay. The space is short, and the imprint in the deep, if determined, it should be. Yep. And
You can tell a lot about an animal by its tracks.
Okay. Yeah, hurry.
You can tell all that? Still, I wonder what she was doing out here.
Hmm. 50 meters. Okay, you have. Now, whatever I want is on the other side of this hedge. Okay. Aha.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Huh? Yes. Can't do that. Right, console. Ah, there it is.
This console is 95% non-functional. Remaining 5% functionality stems from display reading console non-functional. Cause of shortout is most likely related to purple residue splattered all across the keyboard.
Taste the register.
You've got to be doing this just to mess with me.
Super sugary, the sweets hang with huckleberry and flavors. Let's do a chemical analysis.
Substance contains trace amounts of purple berries, fruit flavors, and artificial sweeteners number 35, number 49, number 240, number 322, number 314, and many, many, many others.
Yay. So, gotta get used to this. 50. Again. It is an underbelly. Okay. Access the logs. User Anna, occupant Anna Summers, exterior automatical target set. User finally one thing. Now how do I exterminate? Starts failed. Work with me here. Failed. Expletive deleted this thing. I'll figure it out later. Okay. Well, let's recall those. Production. Yields are up by 0.3. Archived entries. So 2 bits deduced from our wages. I deemed the cost of living. Most apt for these times. I've got the best part, the whole place is automated. 2 bits deducted from Thought about purple berry puzzle hedges, but I've seen a lot of people. Okay. Not a lot of people. Interesting. Deducted. Yep. Strange day, only slacked off fellow, sustaining up front, had hands deep in pockets. Said other slug. Okay. Last entry. Got a call from boss telling me I was up for promotion. Fuck always hate me, so I knew that was cat. I was right. This new job makes me miss the law-forsaken manor peeling picker days. Had no sound. Now the execs tell me I've got to come in for some sort of medical treatment. Okay. Okay, so we got all the droids back. These are not the droids you are looking for.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Take your best.
Give me a second. Why did he go in like that? You could have just, like, shot them. The cap. There's a jelly. Dun, da, 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 da. Improved tongue. Where am I looking? 80. 125. Okay.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
That way. Okay.
Timeline discrepancy detected.
We got the drop on us.
Okay. Well... You guys forget your weapon training. Okay. No, wrong way. Huh. There's one here.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Yeah, so this is how they're going to lead the way.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints. Timeline discrepancy detected. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Where am I going? Okay, let's wander over here.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Done it again.
Analysis. This discarded canister is typical of the R-mounted storage tanks on the orchard's agricultural mechanicals. However, it is not currently attached to a mechanical. This canister contains a high amount of vinegar in addition to water. Warning. Use of vinegar, a known herbicide, on purpleberry saplings is a violation of Rizzo's agricultural standards.
Okay. Where the cat?
These canisters can typically be found in the nursery storage building in the purpleberry orchards, except for this one, which can be found here. Chemical makeup of substance: 50% water, 50% vinegar. Trace amounts of woolly cow feces also detected.
Ooh. Ooh. The other one's up there. We found the footprints going in this direction.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Ew. The shaft of the tossball stick is bent and cracked, exceeding tossball regulation
Bits
requirements.
of wicker detected, embedded within the chunks of dark matter. Wicker is not a known ingredient of the dark matter product.
Let's examine. Looks as if someone had used the tossball stick, completely obliterated the picnic basket. Maybe some... okay.
The only members of a tossball team strong enough to crack a stick in two are the dedicated hackers, like Black Hole Birdie. Whatever Ms. Ruth Bellamy must have relayed to the tossball hacker during their picnic together instigated a furious increase in his usual strength threshold by 52%.
Let's not jump to conclusions. There are drunk primals stomping around. One of them could have broken it.
Okay. But... Wink. RR and DD access card. This is an access card. Rizzo research to reading this warning. Okay. Line. Oh.
Okay.
Okay. So you are. What's my journal saying? Well, they're both in this direction. Just one's closer, so I figure this is the optional. Should be safe in here. Ew. Really? How many people you get died here? Language good, I do.
Hey! Oh, wait. I'm supposed to say the slogan. Okay, you can do this, Anna. Here goes. It doesn't matter if you're you or me. We're all part of the Rizzo's family. How was that?
About as good as any other slogan.
I wish you'd just said it was terrible. The pity stings worse than the shame. I'm sure you've guessed it, but I'm not the best at remembering slogans. And when I can't remember them, I tend to just make them up. But I guess that's why I'm just an intern and not a full-timer. At least, not yet.
Okay. Don't think I've met an intern before.
It's not so different from being a regular worker, just with less pay and less respect. Oh, it's also more dangerous than traditional employment. You don't have the experience to back up your work yet, but being fired isn't any less threatening. Work-wise, I do a bit of everything. The orchards have been short-staffed as long as I've been working here. So if there's an odd job around, it usually gets passed to me.
How did you get your position?
Laws, you've got a sixth sense for finding the most embarrassing question, huh? My mother is the Rizzo's assistant vice president of flavor testing. She set me up with this position, mostly to keep me from troubling her work, I think. Consequently, I don't always feel like I deserve to be here. All the more reason to work harder, I say.
I take it you don't intend to... Why can an intern... If it's... Okay.
Much higher chance of promotion. If I can tough it out here without getting axed, I can skip the 5+ years of customer service I'd normally have to deal with. I can prove my merit here and move up in the world. And the sooner I do that, the sooner I can set to improving things for everyone else.
Yeah, that's very true.
Mother did mention that from time to time, but she always kept me far away from her work. Who could complain about happier workers and higher profit gains?
Take it you don't want to stay an intern?
Much as I love delivering coffee and medical attention, not quite, no. Don't tell anyone I said this, but I sometimes feel that our workers could be treated a little better. Maybe only get electrocuted awake every other day? So I'm shooting for administration in Rizzo's. Maybe even the board itself. Best way to evoke change is from the inside, I think.
Okay.
Happy to enlighten you on the fascinating world of internships. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Unless you already have, and I've forgotten. In which case, I probably won't forget a second time.
Awesome. Have you seen any sign of a beleaguered actor running around?
Oh yes. I thought I saw someone who looked self-important enough to be her by the conservatory some time ago. Not to speak ill of the dead. I simply never liked the way she stole the limelight from the true star. Burbage 3001. I certainly am. That aerodynamic chassis, how the light glints off his rotund head, the way he enunciates, cry havoc, and let loose the canids of war. Excuse me, I got a little lightheaded there. Nobody does Shakespeare like Burbage. What were we talking about?
Yeah, what about Spencer Woolridge?
Who?
Okay.
I suppose so. I also suppose Helen won't be stealing the limelight ever again.
Dinesta.
What? No, that's ridiculous. I can't tell you I've never made any mistakes, but it'd be pretty hard to keep my job if I were trying to break everything. Though there was the time I tried to fix a broken hinge on one of our mosquito hives and released a swarm. Chased me around the orchards 3 times before I managed to get help.
Ah. It was you.
Well, they're really mean, for one thing. Mosquitoes don't stop stinging you when you die. They keep going for 10 or 15 minutes after. Don't worry, though. Mosquitoes are typically only about when living folks aren't in the orchards.
Mm-hmm. So what happens when they get out during visiting hours?
I am contractually obligated to tell you that mosquitoes never get out during visiting hours. But when they do, the only way to get them to return is to go directly to hive control and activate emergency recall. Which isn't easy, considering all the hives near control. But this is all a departure from what I wanted to say. I've been trying to help the orchards, not harm them. Hold a moment. You haven't found anything, have you?
Dum. Okay, I've found a toxic mix first. I found strange substance.
Well, maybe. I might have had a supersized cup of mixed purpleberry punch and lemon slap that I might have knocked over when I was running routine diagnostics. Look, I know what you're thinking, but I have the proper permit to mix those drinks. I just left it in my other work uniform.
I doubt it. I've used that exact same line.
Hey, we have a lot of uniforms. It's hard keeping track of all your belongings.
Did you dump the drink before or after you removed the control panel?
How did you notice? The diagnostic normally takes hours, and that's only if humidity's low. I wanted to take the initiative to try and make it faster.
Okie doke. I found toxic mix of fertilizer and weed killer.
Why should weed killer affect saplings? Weed killer. It's in the name. It should kill only weeds. That really seems like it's more on product design than on me.
Okay, seems a bunch of exterminators were on a warpath.
Well, yes. The orchards are becoming overrun with pests. Usually we give workers handguns and tell them to go to town, which results in many injured workers and a few dead sprats. Our exterminator automax only kill mosquitoes, and even then, only if an exec somehow ended up in the orchards during a pollinization cycle. So I decided to do some reprogramming. The reprogramming was easy until I locked myself out of the terminal. Then, when I was running away from the bots, I dropped the terminal access card somewhere in the orchards.
The bots were shooting anything larger than a mosquito. Yeah.
Believe me, I know that now. Guess I did sort of mess that one up. Law's alive. I really did think I was doing good by the orchards, but with all that you've told me, it sounds like I've done much more harm. I know it's a lot to ask, but is there a chance you could vouch for me to my boss? It might not seem like it, but I've been trying to take the initiative. I really do want to help.
I don't know. Wouldn't that enable you to screw up more often? Yeah, why not? I mean, if we get her promoted, at least she's out of the orchards.
Wow, thank you so much. You do this for me and I'll make sure to do whatever I can to make things better.
Good on you, Cap. A little kindness goes a long way in this colony.
Okay, 82. I assume I'm not worried about you because you're just going to be relevant information to what's currently going on. Okay, so we have got to go back round. How am I going to dig them? One. Okay. Let's go and say hello. Boost level. And let's make sure. Yep. Fantastic.
You're back, I see. Glad Slug hasn't managed to scare you off.
I think it's more of a wonder that nothing in these law-forsaken orchards has managed to kill them.
How's the investigation going? You got a complete report for me yet?
I've completed my investigation.
All right, let's hear the details.
A drink was spilled over the processing console, shorting it out.
A drink? I ain't never heard of no saboteur dumping drinks all over equipment to destroy it. I hate to say it, but that sounds more like worker carelessness.
How many times do I have to tell you this, old man? Slug isn't behind your problems. Slug wouldn't even need to cause you problems. Your own workers do enough.
Herbicide mixed in the fertilizer.
Ha! Knew Slug was behind the damn sabotage.
Please. We're subtle, but that's too subtle. If we wanted to destroy your saplings, you'd have known them by the blackened remnants of their stems, not some half-assed poisoning.
Huh. You didn't destroy any of them? Reckon I would have lost that bet. Thanks.
One less expense for you to explain to your bosses, Hathaway. Lucky you.
So what were the fine details of the sabotage anyhow? Were Slug's lackeys trying to get the mechanicals to kill all our waspitos?
I guess. What's the fine details of the sabotage anyhow? Were Slugs trying, Lackley's trying? Your edit about Slug is trying to mess with your livelihood. I guess they really are trying to kill everything.
Of course. And what better way to do that than by targeting our pollinizers? They'd be a hell of a pain to kill manually, but if you set the mechanicals to do it...
In your delusional fantasy, the waspitos wouldn't be out until next pollinization cycle. Wouldn't someone notice the rampant mechanicals beforehand?
That seems like a question you should be asking yourself.
Dirk, is there a way to manually initialize?
Well, yes, it's possible to manually start and end cycles in Hive Control, but we keep a careful watch on it. And there have been no non-Rizzo's personnel in or out.
Stop wasting everyone's time, Hathaway. What you're proposing is infinitely less likely than an idiot maneuver by one of your incompetent workers. I won't hear any further slander. Let's go through this one final time so even you can't confuse it, Hathaway. Slug didn't do a damn thing to your orchards. You're chasing ghosts.
Talk about ghosts all you like, but someone was screwing with my orchards. If it wasn't Slug, then who the hell was it?
Yeah, she caused your problems, but she didn't do it on purpose.
Summers? The intern? I didn't really take her for a meddlesome type. But now that I think about it, that's why she'd be a perfect saboteur. I'll deal with her later. Right now, we of the orchards have to settle things with Slug. I reckon that you're about as impartial a third party as we're gonna get. Can you mediate?
Ah, what the hell. The orchardist seems to get off on complicating what should be a simple deal, but at this point, I just want to be paid and go. The pollen in the air is agitating.
Well, I have bits to spare after Brown. Leave them there. Yeah.
Never like paying bits if I ain't gotta, but you're right. If we get production finished now, we'll be able to pay later. Thoughts, Slug Boy?
I think that's the first interesting suggestion I've heard since our back and forth began. Slug can wait for an increase in costs. I hope we won't have this conversation again.
Now that that's out of the way, we can discuss the intern. If she was really causing all that trouble, I will delight in severing her from her job.
Your intern confessed to being adept. She honestly seemed to think like she just wanted to help.
Even if I were inclined to believe you, that's some damn severe incompetence you're talking about. I still wouldn't want someone like that working the orchards.
Perhaps you could be of use to each other.
What the hell are you proposing? Let her burn the orchards down while I stand behind her and applaud? We ain't got nothing to exchange.
Promotion. Earnest worker. I bet she could do an excellent with your guidance.
She wants to help, does she? You know what? I'll call your bluff. She can keep at it with close supervision, but if she screws up even once, she's out. Use your pay, with a little extra for getting to the bottom of things. It's gonna be real interesting in the orchards for the foreseeable future. Thanks, I guess.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-da-bow. Who are you?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! It's Rizzo's! Welcome to the Purpleberry Nut Hut, you wonderful, wonderful customer! Thank you for giving my humble existence value.
I don't know if whatever that is catching, but let's keep our distance.
I sure am! Good lamps you got on you to take notice.
Oh,
Oh, that? I call it my little passenger. I don't know why. The name just appeared in my head when this thing showed up on my neck. Don't you dare! Or I'll cut something off you!
okay.
Gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. I just felt this urge to protect my little passenger, even if it means hurting you.
That's not, yeah.
Couple of days. Ever since it showed up, I've been feeling happier and happier. I really can't imagine life without my little passenger.
So where did you find it?
I don't know. It just appeared one day. I guess I just picked it up while working in the orchards. Sometimes I wonder how it showed up, and I start to worry. But worrying feels bad, and I hate feeling bad, so I don't worry about it.
Okay.
Now I'd love to get you something, maybe a couple somethings. Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. The only celebrity who shopped recently is Black Hole Birdie. Quite the affable man, as it so happens. And the stories are wrong. He could probably lift 2 benches of tossball players at once, not just one. Laws, not just affable, but virile, too. Ooh, wait a minute. Now that his beau's dead, that means Birdie's single. Maybe I'll strike up a little more than conversation the next time he comes by.
You know, Bernie's a suspect.
Oh my! Birdie, a murderer? Well, everyone has their flaws. I'll be sure not to bring it up on our first date.
Okay. Let's sell you some junk.
Our alcohol stocks are larger than ever. And a good thing too, because I just can't seem to stop myself from getting into them. Our products are just that good.
Okay. Back away, people. Back away. Oh. Yeah, I'll take those. Oh yeah, that's where I'm gonna call it. Where are we? A2. Productivity. Track down. Oh yeah, that's over there. So where do you need me to go next? Over there. Yeah, we'll pick this up next time.